Thank you very much for that introduction. Hello and Black August greetings, or as we say in Swahili, Weosi Agosti Salamu. I want to thank everyone again for attending this discussion about Black August and solidarity between the oppressed nations of New Africa and Vietnam. So let's get right into it. Black August started in 1979. It's a common misconception that it began in August of 1971 after the assassination of George Lester Jackson, but it actually began as an idea in 1978 and did not come into fruition officially until 1979, 1 year after the death of Qatari Golden. Black August is made up of two parts: Black August Memorial and Black August Resistance. Black August Memorial commemorates 4 days that are called the Flea Days. These are August 1st for Qatari Golden, August 7th for Jonathan Jackson, William Christmas, and James McLean, August 13th for W.L. Nolan, Cleveland Edwards, and Alvin Miller, and August 21st for George Jackson. Black August Resistance is the culture of resistance fostered to replace the oppressive capitalist culture that has been imposed upon us after centuries of chattel slavery. BAR is a culture that brings us back to our African roots as new Africans, Africans in a new place under new circumstances. Thus, we are not confined to our consciousness as members only of a neighborhood, a city, or a state. Our unity crosses borders and unites us in our common history of resistance to white supremacy, not on an individual, case by case basis, but as a nation of new Africans with a common history, culture, and economic destiny. Black August resistance means resisting white supremacy on an organized basis as a new African nation. Beyond study, Black August is also a time to reflect on personal health and discipline. Healthy physical, mental, spiritual, and economic habits are cultivated to best serve the new African nation in its long struggle to establish institutions that will serve our nation instead of contributing to its demise and destruction. What this means in 2022 is building the provisional government of the Republic of New Africa, as first declared in 1968 at a conference in Detroit, Michigan. Today, all over the country, the work of the RNA is to build institutions that serve the interests of new African people. Instead of serving our interests currently, existing institutions, for example, of education or healthcare, are helping to keep our communities underdeveloped. Grassroots institutions of the people, by the people, and for the people are not in competition with existing services in our communities. They're actually filling a void purposely left by the oppressor in order to leave us in chaos instead of progress and development. That's why the idea of a new Africa or any type of black national consciousness is targeted by massive propaganda campaigns about how impossible and outlandish black liberation is. Their vision is one where all oppressed nations are confined to a single homogenized American identity united in a great melting pot. The problem with this vision is that the American dream has long ago been unmasked as an American nightmare. So we can see that Black August for New Africans is a time to rededicate oneself not just to the abstract concept of black liberation, but to the concrete struggle for reparations and self-determination of the new African nation. For non-new Africans, Black August is a time to stand in solidarity with the black liberation struggle, with the struggle of new Africans to gain national liberation. This means carrying out a historical materialist analysis of our nation from its inception up to the current day, building an understanding of our history as an oppressed nation with unique national characteristics. We stand with New Africa just as we stand in support of oppressed nations around the globe, whether that be in Puerto Rico, Palestine, South Africa, or as we'll hear later tonight, Vietnam. These are movements that we study because of what their struggle provides us as far as lessons on the strategies and tactics of imperialism. These are movements that we study because their struggle provides us lessons on the strategies and tactics of imperialism abroad. We must carry out the same study of the new African national experience here in the Americas because of what it teaches us about the national question here at home and the lengths that capitalists will go through to keep their jailhouse of nations intact. So, this Black August, I call on everyone to study our freedom fighters in order to understand our fight for freedom. Know the names of Nzinga, Zumbi, Nat, Harriet, Denmark, Dessalines, and the rest as the list goes on in a direct line of resistance right up to this day. As the month comes to a close, remember, Black August is not just a month. It is a living, breathing culture that continues 365 days a year. Thank you.